Hello everyone. We are going to be working on some quick stretches and mobility to help release any physical and emotional tension from the weight that many of us carry on our shoulders and in our necks. So we're going to start off with some shoulder rotations, and we're going to lift up those arms, bend them to about 90 degrees, so my fingers are going to be pointed towards the ground and my elbows are going to be facing the ceiling. My shoulders are back and down, and we're going to rotate as wide as we can to pull the hands back and reach up overhead. Make sure that you don't arch your back when rotating and reaching upwards, so keep that core and pelvis nice and tucked as if you're about to be punched in the stomach. You should start to feel a little bit of a burn here. We're just getting our shoulders and rotators a little bit warmed up. And let's do one more. Nice job. So we're going to move on to the floor now, and we're going to work on opening up our pecs and still our shoulders. Lying face down on the ground, let's take our arms out to the same 90-degree position, and then I'm going to rotate my left leg over to the side where my right arm is, and I'm going to push my right hand down into the ground that's in front of me so I can feel a nice stretch over the chest on the right hand side. You can just take a few deep breaths here, sit with your body and see how that feels. And if you need a deeper stretch, I like to even press my hand, my left hand into the ground even more and press away from my body. And then we're going to come back to that starting position, lying on the floor, and switch over to my left side. You can hold this position for as long as it feels good to you. Releasing any tension that you feel, connecting with your breath. Just a few more seconds here. And let's go ahead and come out of that now. Lying on my chest again, I'm just going to press my forearms into the ground and lift my chest, raising my head into an upward dog. And here I'm going to just do some big head circles very slowly, very intentionally, rotating my head from one shoulder to the other, stopping in any position where it feels extra tight and extra tense, and reversing directions. We're going to come up into a cat position, so my arms are going to be planted into the ground overhead, and I'm going to start to sink the chest deeply into the ground. You can let your torso arch here by thinking about pulling the sternum down into the ground. We're going to hold for a second, and then we're going to begin to round the back into a cow position, but we're going to keep those shoulders down and still pulling that sternum in. We're just going to take a few deep breaths going back and forth. Exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you come up. Seeing if you can get a little deeper in your shoulders as you come down into that cat position. And last one here. I'm going to come back up. And we're going to stay in this tabletop position, and I'm going to reach my right hand up and over my head, twisting my torso, and then reaching underneath my left arm, threading it through, really reaching towards the opposite wall before setting my shoulder blade and my shoulder down on the floor, and my head is also going to fall down to the floor as well. Now again, you can push for some extra intensity. You can push that hand, my left hand that's planted into the ground, you push it away from your body and you can feel a deeper stretch. Maybe you can internally and externally rotate that right arm that's on the floor. Maybe you can pulse back and forth, do some circles, explore with your own body. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come out and do the same exact on the opposite side. This time my left hand coming up, going underneath my right arm, threading through, reaching as far as I can to that back wall until I place my shoulder down. Two more big deep breaths here. Alright, nice job. Alright, this next one, we're going to be in a reverse plank type of position. So the easiest way I can get into this is by sitting down on my butt first, and then placing my feet out in front of me, walking my hands backwards, and I'm going to press up, really opening my chest, making sure that my back doesn't arch or overextend as I come up. I'm still keeping my back nice and neutral. So I press up and I hold for a few seconds, and then I come back down to my starting position, opening up my chest even more every time I come up, making sure my core is still nice and engaged, and my glutes and my hamstrings are squeezing and helping me release even more. This last one that you're going to do, you're going to hold for 10 seconds. And when you're done with that, we're going to come back into a seated position. I'm going to reach my left hand to the floor. And with my right hand, I'm going to assist by pulling my head to the right for a few seconds. And then I'm going to shift the weight of my head forward. So I'm going to just continue to shift my weight forward and back, using my right hand to guide me. And then switching directions or switching the side of your head. Right arm is now on the floor, left arm is now guiding my head to the left side. Up and down. Maybe doing a few more head circles here. But you should by now feel a release of tension in those shoulders, upper back, and neck. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope this was a quick routine that you could do at any time of the day to come and reset. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you soon.